Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video I want to talk about the trading post and I want to explain how you can save as many tenders as you can by simply doing the following things. And here I'm doing this video because I know many of you are struggling to get enough tenders to buy anything that you want from the trading post, and this is mainly due to the fact that we are very limited in terms of how many tenders we can get each month. And Blizzard is adding more and more cool rewards through the trading posts that are pretty expensive, and so obviously it's very frustrating, I know, for some of you to not be able to afford in order to buy all the ones that you really want. So the first tip that I have is gonna be very obvious, but it is to simply always do the monthly reward traveler's log in order to get all these different items for free. Many times it's going to be a pet or something that you don't really care about. So of course, if you don't care about that, it doesn't really matter. But for instance, a month like right now in July, you will get 3 really cool sets of items. You have this set right here, you have the back piece, and you even have the mount. And if you are missing this mount, then of course these items will probably be added later on through the different items you can buy from the vendors. But it will cost you 1,300, 400 of the tenders, and so you will have lost all of that by simply not having completed this while it was free. So really always make sure to complete the monthly log, and of course this is also how you will be able to get all your different tenders. So first thing to do each month, even if you don't care about the monthly reward, just make sure to get all your tenders. Now, my second tip is for you to consider buying some of these items while they are available on the shop. So here, for instance, a really good example is this Emerald Inferno pack. As you can see, we have the green version of the new Chimera mount. We also have the green set and this green helm right here. So if you really want these items, you know you will most likely buy them when they will become available at the trading post. What I would recommend you to do is to simply maybe go on the auction house, and here you can buy some of the different WoW tokens with your gold, and then you can transform it into some of the different Battle.net balance, and like that you will be able to afford these different items with your gold, and you won't lose some tenders on them while they are available at the vendors. So again, it might be an easy way for you to get even more items without having to spend any tenders. And obviously this is what Blizzard wants you to do, because that's probably their main thinking behind adding these different trading post items at the shop first and then adding them later on to the trading post. Another thing that we've seen happen now is the fact that when there is an anniversary event for the trading post, Blizzard brings back some of the different vendors and also many of the different rewards from the past year. And usually these different rewards are also discounted, so it means that you can buy them for 50% of the initial price or even less in some cases. And so maybe one thing I would recommend you to do is to simply just wait for that moment in the year. Just keep all your different tenders, and at least when these different vendors are available, you can really buy a lot of things with the discounted price. And so maybe it will make it a little bit easier for you to afford even more of these different rewards. But of course, it also means that you're not going to buy anything while it's available. And also, you never know when Blizzard are going to bring back these different items and which ones will be brought back. So it's always a little bit risky to do that. But again, it might be something worth considering for you. Now, obviously, another thing that you might want to do is to simply be a little bit more picky in terms of what you want to buy from the trading post, because you know that there's always going to have some pretty cool things to buy. So it's really up to you to also see how you want to manage your tenders and just have to accept the fact that you won't be able to buy everything. Here, for instance, if there is something that you think you like, but you're not 100% sure that this is really something worth spending your tenders on, especially if you know that in the coming month there's probably gonna have some even better rewards. Remember that you can always freeze these different items, and so like that you can have a chance at buying them later on if you still want them and you were not sure before. And I think in general it's important to remember that it was never Blizzard's intention to make you be able to buy everything from the trading post. It has always been about you having to make the decision on what you think is worth buying or not, and then accepting the fact that you're not going to be able to get everything from the trading post, which I think makes sense, and it also creates a little more value in terms of like what you decide to purchase or not, because otherwise everyone would be able to just buy everything from the trading post. And so again, for me, I do think this is something that makes sense. Now, I still think Blizzard should add a little more ways for you to get some of these different tenders, but still, I don't think you should just be able to buy absolutely everything simply because that's not the goal of the trading post. And now the final thing is again about some of the different packs that Blizzard will sometimes have. Sometimes you will have some of the different tenders that will be added to these different packs. And so here again, using your gold, you can buy some of the WoW tokens and buy these different packs in order to get the extra tenders. It's usually not a lot, so it's really just a little something for you to check from time to time, and you can only buy it once per account, so it's not really going to change drastically the amount of tenders that you have, but it is still something that you can consider if you really want to buy a lot of things from the trading post. Finally, my last tip is for you to go through also all the different upcoming rewards for sometimes like a few months in the future, because like that you will be able to see exactly if there are some rewards that you really want, and at least you will be able to save your different tenders for these different rewards. And usually you can also see directly some of the different prices, so at least you know, okay, I need to save that amount of tenders in order to buy these different cosmetics. At least it's really something that will avoid you to be too frustrated. For instance, if you spend all your tenders 1 month and the month after that there's some even better rewards that you would have preferred. Here I made a video last week where I went through what probably will be the different rewards for the next 4 months, so I would recommend you to go watch it. And hopefully, again, it will help you to make your purchases a little more consciously and to hopefully save the tenders when you need to save them. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope it will help you manage a little bit better your tenders and hopefully save some tenders and be able to afford a little more rewards from the trading post. I just wanted to talk about that because I know a lot of you are rightfully so pretty frustrated with the amount of things they can purchase each month from the trading post without altering their chances to get overcool rewards the month after that. So just make sure to consider a few of the things I mentioned in this video, and of course remember, make sure to really only prioritize the things that you know for sure you will use and that you really like. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great day. Bye!